Now, 6 months ago, the world watched as a massive storm hit Houston, Texas. Hurricane Harvey killed more than 60 people. 40,000 had to flee their homes as water poured in. The flooding led to many questions, not least, did officials do enough to prepare? Laura Trevelyan reported from Houston. During the storm, she's been back to see how the city is faring.
Houston underwater. This was the catastrophic flooding caused by Hurricane Harvey. As record rainfall saturated the city, deluging neighborhoods, turning lives upside down.
We're home. You ready? You know you're home? Yeah, we home, baby.
It's an emotional moment for Gloria, clutching Snoopy as she shows us where she was rescued from while the floodwaters rose.
It was devastating. I just couldn't believe it. I'm still looking at it, and it's still hard.
Gloria's home of nearly 20 years was uninhabitable, and she didn't have flood insurance, like thousands of others in Houston. Now Gloria's living in a hotel, paid for by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, but she doesn't feel safe.
I had to barricade myself in here every night because there's so much going on out there. Prostitution every night. Guys driving by here one night, they shot about 8 times towards this hotel, and I had to get on the floor.
And Gloria, what impact has it had on you personally, being out of your house for these past 6 months?
I'm on medicine for depression. I have got to the point where I really wanted to die. I just asked God to take me home.
Volunteers from a Houston charity are helping rebuild Gloria's home. Hopefully she can return in March.
I mean, Mother Nature did what she did, and we're helping people recover as quickly as we can.
Federal officials are trying to help the 4,500 Houston families like Gloria's get back home.
People do expect someone to fix it. FEMA's role is not that. We want to help everybody every way we can, as quickly as we can. But in doing that, we also have to be mindful of the taxpayer dollars that we're spending.
Here's how this well-to-do suburb west of Houston looked when I was here in August. The neighborhood was deliberately submerged as officials let water out of the nearby reservoir to stop it overflowing. Dan and Virginia Reed didn't have flood insurance, and they're still trying to rebuild.
6 months on, we're still not home yet, and we vacillate between wondering, do we want to be in this house, or do we just want to start over somewhere else?
I describe it as the roller coaster of emotions. I mean, it was the horror of being flooded and evacuating your house with 2 small children and a new dog, and then it's the kind of craziness of the last 6 months trying to rebuild your life.
As Houston recovers from the impact of Harvey, the next hurricane season is only 4 months away. This is a sprawling coastal city with bayous like this which are vulnerable to flooding. So is anything being done to defend Houston against future hurricanes?
This was a storm that did not discriminate whether you were poor or affluent. The waters came and you were adversely impacted.
The mayor of Houston knows only too well how exposed his city is. Protecting it is a long-term project.
It's important for the city to take steps to mitigate the risk of flooding, which means if they live in close to a bayou, the bayou needs to be expanded, or there needs to be more detention basins put in place.
That's little comfort to Gloria, who's still waiting to go home, traumatized by Hurricane Harvey.
Looking up at the clouds, I'd get real scared. I say, God, please don't let it flood again. Don't let it flood again.
Hurricane Harvey destroyed homes and lives. Though Houston's rebounding, the road to recovery is a long one.
Laura Trevelyan reporting there from Houston.